First of all, thank you, Mr. Pramod, and your whole organization for arranging this talk. So, about before starting, I would just like to tell something about myself and what we have been doing. So, my name is Hitesh, and I'm the founder of Atvik Foods. Uh, we are India's first company to start with camel milk. We started about 7.5 years back, and I basically come from Bikaner region, and I am by degree I'm a civil engineer. So I started this startup about like after 3 years of professional journey. I started this thing. So in Advik, what we are doing basically, we started with camel milk. So what we want to do is to become a global leader in the non-bovine milk category. So that includes camel, goat, and other type of milk. So when I was just when I was just starting about this journey, so I met many people. I did some research, and I came to know that it is very helpful in autism. So since then, many parents have been taking camel milk from us. Some have been using it for many years. Some have started and then stopped. Means like all kinds of people we have interacted with, and many of them have shared positive feedback. So, first of all, let me tell you about like how what our backside is, like backlink, how we are doing it. So we have been working directly with the camel farmers since our inception, and we procure milk directly from them. We ensure that the quality of milk is retained till it reaches to the end user. So mostly what we are doing is we are doing it in the liquid frozen form that we are supplying across Delhi NCR on a weekly basis. And then most of our sales, that is, it is coming from the powdered form. It is done by freeze drying method. So what happens? It is a different kind of method in which the whatever the nutritional and medicinal properties of the milk uh, is there, it is retained. It's basically a non-heating kind of a drying method in which first the milk is converted into frozen form, and through sublimation the water vapors are evaporated. Okay, so when I talk about camel milk and autism, so I think there are three areas like where there is a strong relationship. Means I'm not an expert in the field of autism, but I definitely have some insights and experience with respect to camel milk and autism. So I think the three areas which I have studied and got to know during the years. First one is the oxidative stress. So oxidative stress is a phenomenon that is caused by an imbalance between uh, reactive oxygen species and our antioxidants which are being produced in the body. So this is the reason for many, I would say, neurological disorders like Parkinson's, schizophrenia, Down syndrome, autism. And what how camel milk can help in this thing is that it helps in reducing the oxidative stress by providing bioavailability of these essential minerals, basically antioxidants. So it helps in reducing our oxidative stress. Now, the second part which I feel camel milk can play a role, that is in the gut health. So it camel milk contains a good amount of lactoferrin, which is actually more heat resistant and is responsible for a healthy gut. So since its amount of lactoferrin is high and the quality is rich in camel milk compared to the other milk, so it helps in improving your gut health. And gut health is very closely related to immunity as well. Okay. Then the third part is milk allergy or GFCF diet. Many of the parents are following GFCF diet, that is gluten free and casein free. And milk, most of the times they have removed milk from their kids' diet because it contains casein as well as lactose. So what is different in camel milk is that it does contains casein and lactose, but the allergy causing substance in case of casein, that is casomorphin, and in lactose it is beta lactoglobulin. So in camel milk, the casein doesn't converts into casomorphin, which is the allergy causing substance, and same thing can be said for beta lactoglobulin. So the lactose doesn't uh, changes into beta lactoglobulin, which is again allergy causing substance. And what happens is that this thing is, see, totally natural, I would say. It has a very rich source of vitamins and minerals, this milk, particularly minerals like iron, vitamin C, zinc, selenium. So it helps in overall body growth of anybody who is consuming it. And the relationship where I think with how it can help specifically in the case of autism is that it is not causing allergies like that which is caused by the other milk, and it is perfectly natural, so the chances of side effects are very low. So uh, see, my whole thing is about these three areas only, because what we have learned from our experience that people, including parents and few doctors as well, they have found that this thing is helping in kids' health. Now, when I'm saying that camel milk helps in autism, so let me be clear that, you know, everybody is different. Everybody is different, and camel milk, if consumed by people, it might have different, outcomes, I would say. Some people are significantly benefited from this thing, and they can see the changes in a very short period of time. But at the same time, there are people who have seen, I would say, very minor changes in a very longer period of time. And in some cases, it is also possible that they haven't seen, I would say, any change at all. So it's not like something, I would say, a magical cure or something which will definitely help everybody. I think this is not the uh, right way to put it. But yes, it does helps and has, I would say, minimum side effects. That's how I would like to put it. And there are other areas also, but the three areas which I have covered, they have been scientifically, tested and documented. So means you can go through those research papers and try to understand. Everybody can understand on their own that, how and at which points this thing is actually helping. And apart from that, I think, see, how we can support is that we feel that people are not even aware of this thing, of how, like, is there any like natural product which can help in, say, for example, autism or any sort of disorders or other things. How we can help is that we have a good relationship with a few experts in this field from across the world, I would say. And then we have a good understanding of, the milk in itself, and then the feedback of parents which we keep on receiving in terms of how to use it, like the quantities, the ways in which, if the child is not consuming, what things they can do. Those type of knowledge we come with, and we would like to share it with all of you, if by, like even if there is a slight improvement, I think it would be a good start. And we can also support you if, say, for example, somebody wants to, try it out. We are based out of Delhi. Our head office is in Delhi, and we supply not only across India, but we uh, supply to other countries as well. And lastly, what I would also suggest all parents, that there is this one Facebook group. Some of you must be aware of it. It is Healing with Camel Milk. It's basically an international group in which mostly parents, they discuss about camel milk and how it is helping their children. And most of the children, they are suffering from autism. So I think each one of you can get a good insight, like what is happening and how they are seeing the benefits, how it is helpful, and those kind of things. Um, Pramodji, I think like I have tried to cover all things in a very brief manner. So, like, I would be more than happy to address any questions or any concerns which any of the parents they are having.
Okay, so right now I'm seeing only one question which we can take it from the chat box. So, but before that, I would say, like for example, in our case, when my son was initially diagnosed, he was 2 year old, and that time someone mentioned about camel milk. So it's been in 2014 or 15. So that time I tried to connect with somebody, and that guy told me like they have some dairy in Bikaner or Jaisalmer, and from there uh, they transport this milk in different places. And same time I heard about it, like the life of camel milk is lesser than cow and buffalo's milk. Like in 4 hours you need to consume it, or again you need to vomit. Otherwise, I mean, it's not advisable to use. So I mean, what you guys do in order to increase its life cycle?
Right. So, what we are doing is that when the milk is collected, uh, our person goes to the farm and collect the milk, and in the shortest possible time, it is pasteurized. So mostly what we are doing is the pasteurized milk. Uh, it actually helps in two ways. First would be the, like you said, that milk goes bad. So it is true for, I would say, every kind of milk. The time duration is different. Okay. So pasteurization, first of all, it helps in preserving its shelf life. And second, whatever kind of a microbial load, because generally microbial load is very high in the raw milk, it helps us in eradicating all of it, and then it is maintained after pasteurization till is delivered to the end user. It is maintained in cold chain. In the If I talk about the liquid milk, so it is kept at sub zero temperatures, so that in the frozen form there is no kind any kind of microbial activity is not happening. That's how we preserve the quality of the milk.
Okay, okay. So one parent asked, like, usually people say like cow's milk is made for cow's baby and not humans. So same way camel milk is for camel baby. I mean, I don't know from
No,
where
no.
it. Uh,
I think it's a genuine concern, and everybody, because we have been doing this, we obviously we hear such concerns by people. Let me tell you something very interesting about camels. So, like the cow and buffalo industry, they have been over commercialized. Okay, so even they are after birth, the kids are separated in a very short period of time, and they are exploited to give the milk. In case of camel, as of now, as we speak, what happens is that camels will not give milk until its calf has uh, taken its share. Means it will not secrete the milk itself until the calf has taken the milk from mother's udder.
Okay. So anyone has any question, they can raise their hand or ask.
So I think I read another question: frozen powder or fresh bottle Tetra Packs or something. So, just one thing, since you, Miss Savi from Delhi, right? One thing which you have mentioned is Tetra Pack. So, I would just like to comment on what technology is being used by when we use Tetra Pack or UHT, ultra high temperature. That is the concept behind Tetra Pak. So in Tetra Pak, what happens? It is shelf stable for about 3 months to 6 months time. And while producing the Tetra Pak milk, the milk is heated for about 130 to 135 degrees for few seconds. And what happens? Every microbial load up to means like it is reduced to practically zero, and the milk becomes shelf stable for a longer period of time. But the downside in this is that there are many elements in the milk itself which are heat sensitive. So, even if we say, for example, we are pasteurizing the milk, which is done at 72 degrees centigrade, it also denaturates the, you know, the inherent characteristic of milk by 20 to 25%. If we are doing it UHT, definitely it is better than the normal milk, the cow milk and buffalo milk, but a lot of its medicinal properties has been altered because of the high heat treatment. And she's also asking about whether we deal only in the powder form or in the milk form. So currently, powder form, that is in the brand name of Artvic, we are supplying across all parts of the country through our website and e-commerce platforms. And the fresh milk, we are supplying it in frozen form that is supplied in Delhi NCR region on a weekly basis. So we have divided into 6 zones basically. And every week we deliver, say for example, Monday we deliver South Delhi, Tuesday Gurgaon area, Wednesday East Delhi and Ghaziabad. That's how we have divided, and we deliver on a weekly basis. That is the milk bottles in frozen form.
Or okay. So in chat box there is another question by Aisha Subedar.
Yes,
So she's saying like what improvements are seen in children who have been consumed or tested with camel's milk. How much time is required to see these improvement?
sure. So, like it first of all, it depends from person to person how a particular kid's body, how it reacts to the milk. So what we have seen from our experience, the in the early ages, when we talk about early ages, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, they see improvements in lesser time compared to I would say people who are above 8 years, 10 years, 12 years old. That is there.
Okay. Sakib has asked this question like any scientific studies published in this
Sure.
regard? Yeah.
So, Mr. Sakib, let me tell you that my background, I am also an engineer. So, before coming up here, or even when we do any kind of awareness or marketing thing, we don't go with hearsays that this is helping, that is not helping. So whatever the points which I have mentioned, that is all researched and documented. What I would suggest to people over here that we have prepared a camel milk guidebook kind of thing. So in that we have tried to cover uh, all the concerns regarding to milk, different forms of milk, what recipes can be made out of it, and plus we have a a bibliography of about more than 50 research links. It is available on our website. You can just download and go through each research papers and what they are saying.
Okay. Now next is Ariba rice.
Hmm.
So she is saying I have read
Y-
what we're talking.
Yes, I see her question.
Yeah.
I think means I don't know what kind of milk or what brand you were ordering from Dubai. So the effectiveness of camel milk actually, it has a scale on how it varies. So the best would be raw camel milk. Okay. If you have a trusted source, fresh available, that would be best thing. Raw camel milk that has the highest potency. And the second best would be the pasteurized milk, milk in itself, not the UHT milk, but just pasteurized camel milk or the freeze-dried powder. I would put it in the same state. Like a freeze-dried powder is as good as pasteurized camel milk. The third stage would be this thing. There is this spray-dried powder which is available. It is a conventional method of drying, but in that also a lot of heat is involved. So it is, uh, I would say, it's like better than the UHT one, but not good compared to the freeze-dried one. The last option would be this UHT milk. That because the heat, this is all on the basis of the heat treatment the milk goes through. In UHT it is the highest, in raw it is zero. So that's how the effectiveness will also vary.
So which one is advisable? Like there are two purposes of using it. One is like medicinal, another is just like daily uses for making tea, coffee, something.
So I think, see, this milk is expensive. So we have been trying to get the scale, but we haven't been able to get that one. But having said that, if you are using it for general purpose, like you said, tea, coffee, or other things, I think the even the UHT or the spray dried powder is good. But if suppose somebody is looking from a medicinal point of view, in that case, we would suggest the best option would be to start with either pasteurized camel milk or the freeze dried camel milk powder.
Okay. Okay. So, next question is from Savvy again. Cost discount on bulk buys, all these things.
Sure, Sevi, you can just reach out to us. I will means we have our today our office is closed. I will share our number, customer care number, where you can all the delivery schedules, prices, discounts, and everything you can means have from them.
Sure. Next is Shikha Goyal. How much camel milk should be given to kids?
Yes, I think it's a very important question about the dosage. Most of the parents they have this concern like how much to start with. What we suggest to everyone is that you start with very small quantities. Say, for example, if your kid is about 2 to 5 year old, we would suggest to even start with like 25 to 50 ml in a day, and you increase it gradually. The only downside which camel milk has is that like in Hindi we call it tasir, jo like the inherent characteristic of the milk. Generally, normal milk they have तासीर उनकी ठंडी होती है. In camel milk वो तासीर जो होती है थोड़ी गर्म होती है. तो when we add too much of milk when we start, so we might see that lose motions हो सकते हैं, irritation हो सकती है. These two possibilities are there. So that's why we suggest you start with about 40-50 ml if your kid is below 5 year old, and above that the like 50 to 100 ml, and then you increase it gradually. You see like how your kid's body is responding to this milk. For some, it is like we have parents who are giving about 400 ml in a day to parents who are giving only about 50 ml in a day. So there is no one answer fits all, but it has to, whatever, it has to be done very gradually.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess similar to what you responded, Dia Kazi asked, like, her son is 5-year-old and he had stomach pain after giving this, so she had stopped.
Uh, See, to Miss Dia, I would like to ask, like what dosage she was giving to her kid. Whenever this kind of thing is happening, so what our suggestion is to stop milk for a certain period of time and start with smaller doses. Maybe that what your kid's body is responding, you are giving more than that. This is the possible, uh, reason for this thing.
Okay. Next question is from Deepak saying, how it is being seen, like is it a dietary food or cover some therapeutic concerns? What quantity is suggested for a 5-year-old kid?
Yeah, so I think for 5-year-old kid, as I mentioned, you should start with only 50 ml and you continue it for at least 2 weeks, to like see the changes, visible changes, or whatever body, how it is responding basically, and then you increase it. And the increase should also be increment should be very gradual. It's not like 50 is tolerable, then I will go to directly to 200 ml. So it should be 50, then maybe 100 ml. We continue the same cycle with 100 ml, and then we increase.
Okay. I didn't understand by this question. Therapeutic concern. Deepak, uh, can you elaborate that? I'm not sure Deepak is there. Uh, okay, we can move to. No, Deepak is there. Deepak?
Hello,
Yeah, hi. So,
hello, Pramod ji. Hello. How are you? My question was that should we consider this as a dietary sort of thing, or in a like we should see out that it has some therapeutic value as well. So, how do you suggest it is a dietary supplement sort of food for the wellness of the kid, or does it has some therapeutic, value? So that is my question.
Should I answer it?
yeah, yeah.
So definitely, Deepakji has a therapeutic concern, like for especially for kids whose body is responding very positively. For them, it is definitely therapeutic. It has a lot of therapeutic value. But if
Okay.
I say, let's for example, like any kid is consuming it for means like for no therapeutic reasons, then also it's a very rich source of vitamin and mineral, and it helps in overall uh, body immunity and body growth. So that's how I would like to put it.
Okay. Right. Got it.
I think website link. Okay, you have mentioned. Then Miss Prachi, I gave. Uh, shall I answer to Miss Prachi next?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Miss Prachi. So, like, it is entirely possible that that camel milk has not shown any significant improvements through camel milk to your son who is like 1.5 years old, as you mentioned. But what I would suggest is that since it's a dietary change and it's not a kind of allopathic medicine or something, one thing which we should refrain from is expecting immediate results. Means that is also I would like to add, because what happens is that what people read in the internet and in the other things, and some have this thing that it will, show result improvements immediately. It might show, it might not show. So we have to, give some time to check whether if it is suitable for my kid or it is showing some improvement or not. Uh,
Next is Bhargavi. Bhargavi
yes.
Raju, yeah.
Hi, Bhargavi. So one thing is that why your doctors have told you to not to give cow or buffalo milk is because uh, she must be on your kid must be on GFCF diet. So in generally normal milk it contains casein which is causing allergy. And in camel milk the casein, as I mentioned earlier, it doesn't changes into casomorphin, which is the main allergy causing substance. So it is suitable to be given to kids with if they are also on homeopathic medicine.
Okay. Can it be the risk of? Okay, now next question is from Sakib.
Okay, so I think Mr. Sakib and Miss Rice, they have similar kind of concern about raw camel milk.
Right.
So yes, it is any day pasteurized milk is better than the raw milk. Having said that, we also supply raw camel milk powder and raw camel milk. The powder which we are supplying, so it is first we do the microbial testings. Uh, there are like 6 to 7 parameters which contains total plate count, E. coli, Listeria, uh, brucellosis, which you mentioned. Then there is S. aureus, Salmonella. These five, six, seven kind of testing which is being done, and if the result is within the limits, then only we sell it into the market basically. And a lot of extra care has to be taken when you are dealing with raw camel milk. So, for example, even if you are getting it from a nearby source or any farm which you trust, so the timing should be minimum, or it should be maintained in a proper cold chain, I would say. This helps in preventing the microbial growth in the milk.
All right. So, what changes can I expect? What changes can I expect to see in my child when I start camel milk?
So this is totally dependent, variable basically. But what we have learned from our experience that one thing is that their bowel movements improves. The hyperactivity in the kids is reduced up to a certain extent, and motor skills are slightly better. This is what parents have given us the feedback, and it obviously it varies, and you need to try it out to see what kind of exact results you will be getting.
Okay. And for how long we can give camel milk, and can we boil it?
Yes, you can boil it, uh, but we would suggest if the milk is pasteurized, then not to boil it because reheating again denaturates some of the inherent characteristic of the milk. And for the question, how long we can give camel milk, it is like it is totally up to you. Like how long you can give camel milk till the time you want, you can continue it. We have seen parents who have who have been giving their kids camel milk since last 4 years, 5 years, up to 6 years they have gone. And then there are parents who have given it only for, let's say, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. So it is totally up to you.
All right. So few parents has raised their hand. Okay, Vinay, you want to say something? Okay, not sure. Uh,
Now, doctor. Yeah, there is a question from my side.
mhm.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, sir, as Ritesh has suggested, like they have a supply chain in North. So we stay in Mumbai location, where it is difficult to find a genuine supplier. So how can we trust any supplier who is committed to source good quality milk of camel? So what checkpoints should be there to to deal with to get a genuine camel milk here?
Uh, I think you have raised the concern on like how to get authentic. How do we authenticate?
Yeah, yeah.
See, sir, I honestly cannot comment on other people's like how they are doing it because everybody is doing their best in their own way. But from our side, what we can suggest is that if I am to defend my company, like in like how genuine your products are, I can say that one thing is that we directly deal with the farmers, and we make sure that the camels from which the milking is done, they are healthy camels. And then on a routine basis, what we do is we send our samples to the third party labs who do the analysis on the microbial side, whether it is raw, pasteurized, or any kind of product. So, and it lies in if it lies in the safer limits, then only we put it in the market. And like this is, I think, this is how we would defend ourselves. And we have been present since last 7 years, and we have tried to create a brand, not on the Indian side, but on the international side. So if we are, kind of mixing or doing some kind of unethical practices, so we would not be able to sustain ourselves for a longer period of time.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks.
Yeah. So, Priya, you want to ask something?
Hi. So I used to give this camel milk to my daughter. So we gave it for I think for 6 months, but we couldn't see any improvement there. And the officials, we used to get the milk from Jaipur. I think there is some center there in Jaipur. So the officials used to say that don't boil this milk, otherwise it would get spoiled. So we used to warm it. I mean, little bit lukewarm. We used to give lukewarm milk to daughter, and can you please? But I heard that you said we can boil it. So if you can explain this.
Um, should I answer? So, uh, like Miss Priya, milk. It is end of the day. It is milk only. It is it can be definitely boiled, but we suggest
Mm-hmm.
not to boil. The reason being that more the heat, more the denaturation happening with the milk. That is the only reason. And if the milk what we are receiving is pasteurized, so that means the already, I would say, in a way, the boiling has been done once. No need to do it twice.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thanks. So, anyone else has any question? So, one parent asked a question like, if they are outside of Delhi NCR, so how they can
Uh,
from
s-
you?
like normally, what we do is that we try to connect through transports like buses. If it is nearby, it can be done by bus. We can ship it from here, the milk, and you can collect it from your place. But on the same time, you can just try the powdered form. it can be delivered directly uh, through the courier partners, and you can order it from like our website or Amazon, Flipkart, any platforms.
ओके एंड लेट्स से एक बार अगर हमने मंगा लिया तो इसको प्रिजर्व कैसे करें, मतलब अगर पाउडर है तो क्या उसको ही फ्रिज में रखना होगा?
नहीं, आपको नॉर्मली सिर्फ यही है कि यू नीड टू कीप इट अवे फ्रॉम डायरेक्ट सनलाइट एंड मॉइस्चर, और the like for example 200 grams and 500 gram packets, they come in resealable pouches. So once you have used it, you should reseal it, and you can store it outside the fridge also, and fridge is also okay. Means there is no such thing that you need to store it in refrigerator only, the powder form.
ओके ओके ऑलराइट. So one parent asked, like, what are the ingredients in your milk? Like, what additional things you
No,
add?
nothing, zero.
Okay,
It is just plain dried milk, nothing else.
okay, okay. So let me check this question answer. One question was regarding reduce brain fog.
Uh, to be honest, I don't have much idea about this thing.
Okay. And how, I mean, is it help in constipation? Because one parent asked, like, is it help in
Yes,
constipation and diarrhea? Because most of the kids having issue, it's not related to they have gluten allergy even normally.
yes, it helps in better bowel movements actually.
Okay. Okay, and over internet, as you mentioned, over Facebook group and other places, sometimes we see. I mean, it's been overhyped or what to say, because there are other vendors also in India as well as outside. Like they say, it's a miracle. Like if you consume camel milk, or they claim it in a way like, okay, my son or I know a kid who consumed it, and in a month he was able to speak. So does such things, I mean, we see usually.
See, like there are all kinds of people promoting. I think like I would have invited one of our parents to be part of this thing, but she's actually celebrating her kid's birthday today. So that's why she's politely she said she couldn't. So from our point of view, see, it has been 7.5 years. We have not only this camel milk, we have other products and other avenues to sell. So we try to keep it as a discovery based thing. Our only idea, or I would say our only marketing thing would be that this kind of thing is there. You do your own research, and if you want to try it out, we are there for you. Or if you have any questions, we would be very happy to help. And then people who are saying that group you mentioned, obviously, yes, there are vendors. Yes, they have, obviously they're trying to promote their own thing through fictitious stories or something. But like I would say, there are many genuine people also. If you would allow me, I would like to show you that group. I have opened it in a window. You can just
Definitely.
briefly glance through. It is basically a group where parents are asking questions and parents are replying.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, when there is a direct question, like for example, where do we find camel milk powder in India? In that case, we definitely respond. Like, yes, you can order it from here and there. Then there are all kind of people.
Right. So there's a one more question, like, if there are kids who already consuming cow milk or buffalo milk. Well, जब हम लोग ये अमूल या मदर डेयरी का दूध लेते हैं तो एटलीस्ट मुझे तो आज तक नहीं पता लगा कि ये मिक्स है या क्या किसका है. ठीक है. तो मान के चलते हैं कि बफेलो मिल्क है, बिकॉज अभी कुछ हुआ है कि ये सेपरेट काउ मिल्क है, बट पैरेलल टू दैट इज इट एडवाइसेबल टू गिव कैमल मिल्क कि लेट्स से मॉर्निंग में उसने बफेलो मिल्क ले लिया और अभी वो
जितना जितना मेरे ध्यान में है या जितना मेरे को पेरेंट्स ने बताया है, तो फर्स्ट थिंग विच दे एडवाइज इज दैट यू शुड रिड्यूस दैट मिल्क ग्रेजुअली। आप ये इंक्रीज कर रहे हो, उस मिल्क को यू शुड रिमूव फ्रॉम डाइट टू सी द एक्चुअल विजिबल चेंजेस। बिकॉज जैसा कि अभी पहले एक पेरेंट्स ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि उससे उनको मना किया गया है काउ मिल्क बफेलो मिल्क, तो वो हाइपर एक्टिविटी बेसिकली इंक्रीज करता है काउ मिल्क और ये जो बफेलो मिल्क होते हैं।
हम्म
कैमल मिल्क के साथ में थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है,
हम्म
तो वो आपको वो डाइट से हटा के इसको सिर्फ कैमल मिल्क पे रखना चाहिए फॉर द टाइम बिंग टू ऑब्जर्व बेसिकली। Otherwise, you cannot make the difference, and this is what many parents are doing. That's how I would put it.
ओके ओके
I think if you allow me, Mr. Pramod, so I have seen like people are asking about our website and this group which I
या
was mentioning.
राइट
So if I can share my screen, I would just briefly, show our website as well as that Facebook group which I am talking about.
या श्योर प्लीज शेयर स्क्रीन
Thank you. I think you need to allow me to share.
वन सेकेंड I think anyone can share. Oh, okay, okay, got it. One second. Can you try now?
Yes, I think now it's working.
So, are you seeing that option?
Yes, I am seeing it right now. Not able to share it. Yes. So I think my screen is visible now.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to show this group. This is healing with camel milk. So in this thing, see, for example, 4 days before somebody has asked that about raw camel milk they are giving, digestion is better, seems healthier. It's a very detailed question. It's not kind of a planted question. And then if you see the comment section, so there is like about 19 comments and all done by parents. Some are sharing their own this thing, what their experience has, and how they have kind of how it helped. And then if you go and it's a very active group basically, so people can understand things better from a parent's point of view. For example, hi, I am new to this group and help me please. So, and people are there from all across the world basically. Eh, uh, Dear parents, tell me if camel milk only works with GFCF. So, I think everybody should at least explore this Facebook group. And it's healing with camel milk, and you can see it's like about 16,000 members are there. Mostly they are parents from all across the world. Now, about our website. So this is our website basically. So we have products like camel milk powder, goat milk powder. We also have donkey milk powder. We have made products like if I talk about camel milk products, we have ghee, milk, and chocolates made out of this thing. Similarly, we have for goat milk products. This is goat ghee and goat milk also we are supplying. Goat milk chocolates are there, some soaps, skincare items. And the thing which I was mentioning about, somebody asked about the research links. So I think this is a Camel Milk Guidebook. So this is a PDF we have tried to prepare by getting accessing knowledge which is available across the internet, and plus the experience from our customers. So it's a short read, and it is just I will take you down to, like, it contains everything like physicochemical properties, how it is helping in diabetes, how it is helping in autism, what should be the dosage, how does it taste like. And if you go in the last part, so here it is like research links are there, references. So anybody can just click it and try to understand like what kind of researches has been done and how effective it had been. So it is like it contains about, I think, about 50, 35 research links.
Right. I guess this information is good because the problem is in autism world every day there are new research, new paper, and in terms of methodologies there are n number of methods are there.
Yes.
But प्रॉब्लम ये है कि अब जैसे एलोपैथी में होता है कि लाइक ओके ये मेडिसिन आप दोगे तो इससे आपका ये प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व हो जाएगा इन अ डे और 2 और 3 और इन अ मंथ, बट यहाँ पे क्या है कि कोई फिक्स नहीं है। तो इन दैट सिचुएशन क्या है कि अगर फिक्स नहीं है तो फिर ये सारे मेथड आ चुके हैं। अब इसमें से क्या होता है कि जैसे अभी आज की डेट में बेस्ट माना जाता है कि थेरेपीज बेस्ट है सबसे, कि आप ये कराओ क्योंकि इस थेरेपी से 80 to 90% केसेस में सक्सेस मिला है टू ओवरकम द इश्यूज इन किड्स। तो ठीक है, थेरेपीज हो गया। तो उसी तरीके से अब कैमल मिल्क को भी लेकर के है कि अभी जैसे चलो आज आपकी कंपनी है, बट आज से कुछ साल पहले क्या होता था कि गाजियाबाद में कुछ एक लोगों ने ऊँटनी वगैरह पाले हुए थे यहाँ पे, तो वो लोग निकाल के सप्लाई करते थे। और उसमें फिर वही चीज़ है कि हैंडलिंग कैसे आप कर रहे हो, उसकी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कैसे कर रहे हो, वो जब तक आपके घर पहुंच रहा है आपको भी इतना पता नहीं है। और आप जब इंटरनेट पर पढ़ने जाते थे तो या तो बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा लिखा रहता है या फिर बहुत ज़्यादा गड़बड़ लिखा रहता है, तो हम कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि वेदर वी शुड गो विद इट और नॉट। एंड इट्स नॉट ओनली विद द कैमल मिल्क, इवन विद द आयुर्वेदिक, इवन विद द बायोमेड नेम चेक, सभी के साथ में है कंसर्न। तो या तो एकदम ही बहुत अच्छा लिखा होगा या फिर एकदम ही गड़बड़ लिखा होगा। अब फिर हम फंस जाते हैं किधर जाए, और जहाँ थोड़ा बहुत मिलता है फिर हमारे इस पे आ जाता है कि बच्चे की बॉडी अलग है, हर बच्चा अलग है, उसको करेगा कि नहीं करेगा। तो कई बार डर के भी हम लोग कुछ मेथड्स को ट्राई नहीं करते हैं। मे भी हो सकता है वो हमारे बच्चे को हेल्प कर जाए, बट वो डर कंफ्यूज कर देता है। तो ऐसे में आई गेस शायद ये रिसर्च पेपर्स और ये थोड़ा टाइम स्पेंड करना पड़ेगा, नो डाउट, बट प्रोबेबली दैट कैन क्लियर सम सॉर्ट ऑफ कंफ्यूजन इफ एनीवन हैज।
एंड ऑफ द डे प्रमोद जी, मैं सिर्फ यही कहूंगा कि लाइक इट इज समथिंग की एक तो प्योरली नेचुरल चीज है, एंड इफ इट इज हेल्पिंग इन सम वे देन इट शुड बी एक्सप्लोर्ड। मतलब कि इट्स नॉट लाइक कि हम लोग वो उस बिजनेस में है बोल के मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ। ऑब्वियसली बिजनेस में है तो हम लोगों को पता है, देन वी डेफिनेटली टॉक अबाउट इट। बट इन केस ऑफ लाइक it's a diet based intervention. Camel milk is a part of a diet based intervention. So I think कि वहाँ पे जैसे कैमल मिल्क है वैसे और भी चीजें हो सकती है जिसके बारे में अगर लोगों को मालूम पड़ता है तो दे कैन एटलीस्ट एक्सप्लोर,
राइट,
एंड ट्राई इट इन वेरी स्मॉल अमाउंट्स, लाइक रादर देन। होता क्या है कि जैसे अपने को कोई चीज लगती है कि इस चीज से कुछ फायदा है तो हमको ये लगता है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा दे दे तो जल्दी से जल्दी ज्यादा से ज्यादा बेनिफिट होगा। बट पर्टिकुलरली जैसे कैमल मिल्क है या और भी चीजें हैं तो उसकी अप्रोच ग्रेजुअल होनी चाहिए। हम जितनी जल्दी हमारे अंदर में वो होता है कि भाई इसको ट्राई कर रहे हैं और उतनी जल्दी हम डिस्करेज हो जाते हैं, इमीडिएट रिजल्ट्स नहीं मिलते हमको।
Right.
और यहाँ पे प्रमोद जी एक और चीज मैं मेंशन करना चाहूंगा कि लाइक देयर इज दिस बुक, दिस आई डोंट नो इफ यू आर एबल टू सी इट और नॉट, एक कैमल क्रेजी करके एक बुक है विच इज रिटन बाय क्रिस्टीना एडम्स, जो मतलब यूएस बेस्ड है। मैंने आपको एक बार बताया था, वो एक बार दिल्ली भी आए थे।
Mm-hmm.
She has autism, autistic kid who is about like I think 18 or 20 years old. So she had been one of the few persons जिन्होंने इस चीज को actually popularize किया कि
Okay.
कैंडल मिल्क ऑटिज्म में कैसे हेल्प करता है।
Mm-hmm.
तो लाइक नो पीपल कैन रीड हर बुक ऑल्सो इफ मतलब उन्होंने अपनी जर्नी वगैरह उसके अंदर में बताई है। कैमल क्रेजी इज द बुक्स नेम। सो and we have very good understanding with her. So if there are some things which we are not able to understand or which we are not able to answer, maybe we can ask her also to to help.
Right. Right. So yeah, definitely based on further parents' input and questions, we will definitely connect with her or connect with you in case required.
Yes.
So I guess in today's session, I mean, I had few questions around it because जब initially when we started our journey that time बहुत सारे solutions में से एक इसका भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा था, but unfortunately हमें मिला नहीं। हमें एक जिसने प्रोवाइड किया वो उसके हाथ में अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस नहीं रहा, तो हमें लगा कि मतलब ये क्या दे रहे हैं हम लोग, कहीं से और नुकसान ना हो जाए। और वो सच था, जैसा आपने आज या और किसी और ने पूछा कि लाइक लूज मोशन हो गए और डाइजेस्ट नहीं कर पाया, तो हमने कहा इससे तो और चीज़ें खराब हो गई। बिकॉज हमारे बच्चे के साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या था कि वो सेलेक्ट डिसीज गट इश्यूज उसका मतलब एकदम टॉप क्लास का था इशू। तो हमें बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुई थी कैमल मिल्क से इनिशियली। तो बट हाँ, वो डोसेज हो गए। अब कोई डॉक्टर तो है नहीं जो बताता है आपको कि आपने कैमल मिल्क लेना है तो इतने ml लेना है या लेना है।
Yes.
तो हमको तो लगता है एक गिलास भर के दे दो, जैसे गाय का दूध या भैंस का दूध देते हैं।
Exactly. वो गड़बड़ कर जाता है वो एक्चुअल में उतना देना। 200 ml is like it's very potent actually.
हाँ, तो उस समय हमें लगा कि ठीक है मंगा लेते हैं। मंगा लिया 1 लीटर, हमने कहा 1 लीटर है 4 दिन में खत्म करना है। वो 4 दिन में खत्म करने के चक्कर में गड़बड़ हो गया। बट एनीवे, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर शेयरिंग ऑल दिस इंफॉर्मेशन एंड आई होप कि पेरेंट्स जिनके भी मन में क्वेश्चंस होंगे यू आर एबल टू आंसर देम।
Sure.
या
We'll definitely, we are available, and I will just write our office number in case anybody wishes to reach us. He or she can do it from there. And also, I am also available. I've mentioned both the email ID and obviously website पे सारी information वैसे भी available है.
right, I shared that address, and if in case later on people require that, they can go ahead and check website to get all the details.
Sure.
Yeah. So once again, sir, thank you so much for
Thank you, Pramonji. Thank you for inviting me and giving me this platform to share my thoughts. Thank you.